Well, hello there. Let's talk about The Office as Funko Pops. Come with me to see my collection.
So I keep my Office Pops over here, and as you can see, I kind of have pretty much all of them, of the entire Office cast. The one that I'm missing is Toby, because the only place that you can get Toby is in a 2-pack with Michael Scott, and I just haven't spent the money to get the 2-pack yet. And I think as you look at the Office Pops, I think what's really interesting about them is my favorites are the ones that are kind of in their traditional Office garb. Those are the ones you know them for. A couple of the kind of lesser known characters, they have variations, and some of those variations are hard to find. So when you look at this group, actually, let's start over here. Let's start with Michael. Michael was actually my first pop, and this is the one where he put a straitjacket on and he tried to get out of a straitjacket. It's from that episode. It's actually my first pop, so I really would rather have a different variation of Michael Scott, probably the one with the best boss mug. I'll probably replace this one and sell this one. Once I get the him and Toby 2-pack, I'll replace him with the Michael that comes with that. It's a little bit more normal looking, a little bit more normal office wear, which is kind of my favorite view of the office personnel. As we come down, so you have Michael by himself, you have Aaron from the front desk. Really, there's a couple of different variations. I believe there's 2 variations of the Aaron, but this one is just fine. Aaron's not my favorite character, but definitely have her to complete the set. You have Miami Stanley, and I'd rather have the regular variation of the pop, but Miami Stanley I kind of like. You have a regular variation of Phyllis. My Walmart close to me had a bunch of the lesser known characters for a while, so that's where I picked up Phyllis. The sumo one is Andy. Now, Andy has a variation where he's in a kind of suit, but he's playing the banjo, but that is one that's expensive and hard to find. So I think Andy's going to stay with the sumo variation. So that's kind of the secondary sales group. You can see I have them in their office groups. The middle one, I figured they'd be the main characters. So this is Jim, Pam, and Dwight. Really, all of these are fine. Like, the Jim one is in his suit, and his sign says, 6 days since our last nonsense. I don't remember that from an episode, but I think that's just more a kind of nod. Dwight has hundreds of variations. Every costume Dwight ever wore in the office is a Funko Pop. I prefer the kind of regular Dwight, especially with the mustard-colored shirt. And then Pam, it's the regular Pam with the kind of the teapot that Jim gave her. That's a great little one right there. As you come over here, this is the accounting department. Really, as you look at this, Oscar is kind of in that regular suit. And then these 2 are the 2 that I kind of wish I had the other variations, but a little bit harder to find. Angela probably was my last one of the original set because she's probably the hardest to find. And this is her from the day where they ran did the 5K for Meredith. There is a variation with her cat, which I think would be a better variation. As you look at Kevin, I honestly don't vaguely remember this episode. It's not one that stands out. There is a variation of Kevin with the chili, which it's one of the more expensive office pops and would be the one I'd rather have. As you come up here, you have Creed. You kind of have the kind of secondary kind of side, not the back office folks, but the secondary side office bunch. So you have Creed with the mung beans. Love that pop. Creed is one of my favorite characters on that show. He's just funny and kind of his own little world. He actually has a TikTok account that's fairly interesting to watch too. Meredith from the Casual Friday episode. Really, I'd rather have a different version of Meredith, but probably the most memorable Meredith moment, one of the most memorable ones. And then Daryl kind of in his normal warehouse outfit, which is great. As you come over here, you have Kelly. Now, Kelly is from the Casual Friday episode 2, I believe. I'd rather have kind of a regular version of Kelly. And then you have Ryan, and Ryan actually has 2 different variations where he has a black hair Ryan and a blonde hair Ryan. I was able to find the blonde haired one, which is the kind of more rare variation. And then that's where Toby will go when I get that Toby 2-pack.